we are going to set up camp for a little packing and have a little chit chat while everything's being processed. Guys, this week has just been so off. I don't really know how to even explain it. I feel like it's a combination of everything going on, especially with LA. Like, it's just been really heartbreaking. And then on top of that, I've had so many issues with different manufacturers and things related to the business that have been incredibly mentally draining. And I think that has just been kind of zapping my energy. So I've been doing this thing where at night I'm just writing down all of my thoughts in a notepad, like scribbling, like no one can really read it. And I don't think I realized how much I was kind of like storing in my body before going to bed. So I highly recommend doing that if you guys are kind of like restless thinkers like me, where at night your thoughts are kind of floating. Maybe the to-do list kind of grows before bedtime, or you just have a lot of things like on your mind and you're sort of like spiraling. Just write it down. I kind of just write down anything that comes to mind, and it's usually like a page or two, and I feel like I sleep a lot better. So I've been implementing that. I still feel like I'm on my phone too much, but it's kind of one of those things where I can't just eradicate it altogether. And my sleep cycle has been like really off too. I feel like I'm sleeping later and waking up later. I feel more like tired and lethargic, and I think that's from all the mental drain. So kind of wanted to share some of my ideas as well as the things that I've been doing to try to support my mental health. I feel like this would be a very relatable video at any time, any point in your life. So we'll just chit chat, pack, and talk about some stuff. So this is Maggie's order. They have 7 items. They got the daily ghouls, some mystery sticky notes, my back hurts and I hate the government, sticky note, Nugs Not Drug magnet, Life is a Beach, as well as the emotional support water bottle and the Keep It Spicy double-sided bookmark. So I always like to do a real quick head count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so I know everything is good. And this is the freebie sticker of the month for June, but I also had a little aquatic sea animal themed sale, and during that sale, everyone got an additional whale sticker as a freebie. So thank you to Maggie. So something I've been doing every single morning lately is taking a walk. It has been incredibly rainy here in Georgia. We're having kind of like a weird monsoon vibe going on where it will pour for 10 to 15 minutes, like heavy storming rain, and then it will be sunny and hot after that, which is so confusing. So every morning I make no excuses. I'm just like, if it is dry, I'm taking a walk, and I take like a 20 to 25 minute walk, and that's been really, really helpful to kind of just start off my day right. Because people are creatures of habit, you sort of have to establish a routine for yourself for any kind of habit to stick. So walking in the morning seems to work best for me. I used to try to do it in the afternoon, but then I would either get swept up in work or start to feel tired, or the weather would play a part. So now it's kind of like a no excuse situation. I just wake up, get ready, and then walk. And that's worked out really well. I've been doing it for about a week and a half consistently, and I'm kind of coming out of a knee pain situation that has really messed up with my overall physical health and exercise routines, and I have a really hard time sticking to routines. So the walking has been great, and I also like that I just kind of do it based on how much energy I have. So if I feel like I'm too tired to walk all the way to the end of the neighborhood, then I just turn around and I don't like push it, but I give myself the grace to be like, hey, like, I'm so glad that you went outside and got some sunshine and some exercise. You don't have to walk longer if you don't want to. Just do like the 10 to 15 minutes. This one's Maggie for 883. One of the best reasons to get sunshine in the morning is that it helps you with your circadian rhythm. So it basically helps your body kind of reset to understand that it's morning, which will also help you with your sleep cycle. And also you want to get your daily vitamin D in, which you can get from exposure from the sun without sunblock. So I don't put sunblock on my arms when I'm walking. Obviously, if you're going to be out there for a really long time, you're going to need sunblock. But my neighborhood is kind of partially shaded, and I also am not staying out there longer than 25 minutes, so I don't do the sunblock. I just put the sunblock on my face, and that's worked for me. This is such a cute order. I know that I have the privilege of walking at any time of the day since I work from home. Something I used to like to do when I worked kind of more of like a 9 to 5 at a structured clinic, I would use my lunch breaks to eat and then actually walk around the building if the weather was nice, so that I would still build in some steps. And luckily, I worked in more of like a pediatric gym setting, so a lot of us had our own rooms or office spaces. So I would also just work out and do like a light exercise in the room that I worked in. So even if it's like some push-ups or some stretching or maybe some ab workouts, it actually worked out really well because you could just do like 5 or 10 minutes so that your body stays limber and moving. And I think the hardest part of all of that is just starting, but once you do it, it kind of turns more into a normalized thing. It becomes easier. I remember one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, that's such a great idea, like I should do the same thing," when I told her about it. And she shared her like workout videos and stuff, so it actually added to the excitement. And all you kind of have to do is just like look at your day and be like, when is the best time for me to squeeze in exercise, and then go from there. This order note is so cute. It says that it's their first time ordering, and these are end of the year teacher gifts and a bunch of very cusser bus office staff that's doing a fun basket raffle. They are going to be fighting over these. That is so cute. Oh, thanks so much, Stephanie. This is such a fun order. They got some snarky stickers, and clearly they don't have any ducks to give because they kind of got like the whole set with that. So cute. Feeling stabby, on the brink of a meltdown, and the matching "My Give the Ducks Are on Vacation." I just love the little water reflection on this one. So thank you to Stephanie. They're gonna get these stickers. I'm gonna add in some extras for this one. They said cusser, so the next order is for Aaron. Oh, I just bumped my elbow into the table. I thought I had an Aaron in my but my graveyard. I don't think I do. Must have used her name already. My other relaxation activity lately is listening to audiobooks, sometimes junk journaling, and then also just watching nostalgic old shows that I've seen already. So I was reading this research about how playing Tetris can help you after a traumatizing event because of like, I think the level of problem solving that goes into it. It's repetitive, and you actually can decrease symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder from playing certain video games, which is amazing. I'll put all the research here. I'm a research girly. I have a psych background. So I think that was so fascinating, and I was talking about that with my boyfriend, and he feels that there are a lot of other games that do that for him because of the kind of repetitive nature of it, but also because you're so immersed in the problem solving part of it that your brain just gets a break from thinking about anything else that's going on. So there are studies on Tetris for that. That video game can actually increase your hippocampal volume, which is so cool. But I also feel this way about certain TV shows. So I read this other study about how if you watch a comfort TV show, it decreases stress because you have already seen it and you already know what's going to happen. So watching repeat shows that you've already seen taps into nostalgia because you're reminiscing, and that's a really strong emotional state that makes you connect to a previous time in your life that felt stable as well as predictable, which makes so much sense because a lot of stress comes from feelings of not being in control. So watching one of your favorite comfort shows like Friends or Gilmore Girls, maybe The Office, can also decrease your cognitive load and make you feel less stressed and boost your mood. So keep watching those old school shows. I am on Janie's order. Janie orders all the time. Janie is also such a cute name. Something else I'm really enjoying that is pretty simple and easy to do is indoor windowsill gardening. It's not extensive at all. You don't have to go outside and like plant a bunch of things. You can just use little pots that you already have at home, or you can use empty yogurt containers or other food containers to grow some little seeds. Right now I'm growing some tomatoes. I have no idea if it's actually going to yield any crop, but I learned how to clean the seeds. You have to ferment them first so that the coating on the outside is removed before you put it in soil. So I did that, and then watching them grow has been so exciting and so fun. Every morning when I wake up, I get to water all my little plants, and I don't do anything else, so it's pretty low maintenance. I just get to see them grow and go, oh my gosh, they're so cute, and then move on. But that has definitely been a great one. I've never really been much of a gardener, but that level of gardening is something I can handle and so fun. I had to give you guys a little tour of my windowsill garden. This is a bush bean plant that has grown so much. I planted it in mid-April and now I have little beans growing out. All I do is water them once a day in the morning and they just do their thing. I haven't done anything else. I also planted green onions since I cook with them a lot, and I have some tomato seeds that are finally sprouting. I put some of them outside with my sesame leaves and they're doing great. It's pretty funny though because I feel like my boyfriend and I are finding different ways to just cope and also have different activities to look forward to. And he is on this crazy baking kick. It's so impressive. He's making bread from scratch, and every morning he's waking up and feeding his starter, basically. It's like the dough. If you work with sourdough, you'll know, but I'm completely new to that whole process. But you have to keep feeding the dough in order to have it grow before you can actually use it. So he's been really into that and making some amazing bread. I am totally benefiting from this, and homemade bread has very simple ingredients, so it actually is easier to digest if you guys have any gluten issues. And I noticed that store-bought bread always upsets my stomach more. It's a lot sweeter too. They have more sugar and other additives, but when you make it from home, it's very, very simple and so delicious. I can't recommend that one just because I don't have the patience the way that my boyfriend does. But if baking is of interest to you, I wanted to share because I do think it's very, very fun for the right people, and you get to eat all the things that you create. Janie is a part of Stationery Club, and they're part of the Sticky Note Club, so they're gonna get this month's sticky note as well as the matching sticker, Don't Spread Yourself Too Thin, and the Beverage Goblin. I was kind of going for summery cafe vibes, and it might kind of feel that way all summer. So I started off with my toast inspiration, and now that I think about it, I might have been feeling the toast because of all the bread that we've been making. Just wrapping this up with an extra sheet of chipboard to stabilize it. Now that I have a little pile of orders, I'm gonna go ahead and print some of the labels and batch print everything. I think the postage prices went up recently because I noticed all of them are higher, sadly, which I knew was gonna go up soon, but I wasn't sure when. Maybe it's already happened. So Stephanie's was the heavier one. It was 11. This is why you'll see me write down the weight of things on the envelopes when I'm packing them. Okay, so everything's good here. Then I can print all of the shipping labels at once. Thanks for hanging out with me as I packed some orders today. I had no idea where this video was headed when I first started, but I'm really glad that I got to share some of the things that I've been doing to try to support my mental health, and hopefully it will give you guys some ideas and inspiration too. My boyfriend recently got a Nintendo Switch too, so we have been playing Mario Kart, which has been really nostalgic and super fun. Take care and stay safe, everyone. See you next time.